Let us now take a look how we can connect to a REST API web service. So the first thing we want to do here is add a web data source. So this is my web service data source, and in terms of data I would just call it general web service. And I wouldn't give it any endpoint right now or any security type, but we support, of course, HTTP basic, WSS security, and OAuth. Well, we just keep this as it is and finish the creation of the data source. Now it's available to us, and we can now use this to connect to a web service. I want to connect to a currency exchange web service. I have the endpoint right here, so let's copy this. And let us use the wizard for XML and JSON, so both of those is supported. I would be going to a web service. Of course, a file source is also supported. I will use my newly created web service data source and paste the endpoint in here. Now everything else is good to go. I could, of course, use different kinds of requests, could add a request header and a request body, and the response can be XML and JSON, of course. Right now my settings are fine, so I'm just pushing on apply. So I can already see the structure of the data I'm getting, and you can see here what this looks like in the original. So I see on the third level of Cube I get my currency and the current rate of today. So let's go back here and say, okay, I need the data from right here. If I go next, I can see the result down there already, but I still want to modify my data here because I know that rate is a float value, so I will just convert this to a float value. And now I can finish this wizard, and the result will be, as always in data virtuality, a SQL statement. So if I run this, I get the result and the current exchange rates for the euro. And if I want to put this into my data model, I can again create a view from it. I put this in the My Schema and give it the name euro rate. And if I run this, I have created a view that is querying the web service in real time when I'm executing this. And this is also available to my Tableau users, for example. So everyone using the data virtuality server will see this view, and you can view the content, and then this will just show the result of the web service being called. And this is how easy it is to connect to a REST API web service in data virtuality.